In heaven, this little girl came up to me. She told me she died in your tummy.
The pain
So
that
there's
I
a
suffered
commercial
watching my
playing.
son that close to
Rude. Turn it off. Because what I was saying is I am preparing the things for the book chat. So before I go into all the things, I am Sierra Casher and I am a artist. I am an avid reader. I am an artist. I am, like I said, an avid reader. I love, love, love to read. I'm a creative coach. And what else did I want to say? I don't know. This is a little different for me tonight because yesterday I had what I wanted to say as far as like with the books that I was going to share with y'all and all of the things. And now I am just kind of just bringing you into my creative process, which is something new for me. And as an artist, I'm kind of taking a little, okay, I'm taking a little hiatus to not necessarily take it. Yes, I'm taking a hiatus from regular social media like Instagram and Facebook to do what I am doing here, which is the book chat. And then from the book chat, somehow, some way, they're gonna go together. I don't know. I am still in my creative process, and one of my fears is yesterday I shared a fear about even getting on YouTube, and today I'm gonna share this fear, which is that people watching me in a process. There's a part in this book that I told y'all that I was reading in the other one, in the other video. It's a little chilly in my room. So that's what the cover is for. And so there's a book. So this is Professional Troublemaker by Lovey Jones. And she has a chapter in this book which inspired what I am doing. It's called the Fear Fighter Manual. And she has a chapter that is called, I've already read this chapter, called Fail Loudly. And it is so good. I love it because not only am I in a community and I shared that community, I will share it again in the comments. I'm in a community right now and it is called Be Free Inner Circle. And she is challenging us to face our fears. And so not only is my book challenging me, because I'm reading the Fear Fighter Manual, but I'm also being challenged in another group. And so I'm like, all of these fears, y'all about to get gone. Y'all about to get gone because I'm being challenged in more than one space. This tea is so good. It is perfect. I got some new honey. Maybe I'll share a video about that honey. I found some honey at TJ Maxx the other day. And we were not in there for honey by any means. But I found some tea and it's like raw tea. So it's not even like, I'll have to show y'all on one video, but it's really good. It tastes so rich inside of that tea. This is lemon ginger tea. And I can taste the difference between my honey, I guess cooked honey maybe, and raw honey. I can taste the difference. So anyways, she has a chapter that calls Fail Loudly. So I'll pick out some things that I can share with you here. These are some things that she learned, and I highlighted. Well, I underlined a lot in these chapters. But basically, she's basically saying that the things that she learned, and I'm going to go to the last little page to read this to you. So something I put in brackets is each time I follow my face, and I think I read this yesterday too. Each time I follow my face is a cosmic reboot and redirection that sets me on a path I'm actually supposed to be on. It is a recalibration of my life's GPS. Failure always gets me to a higher ground. Okay, so I have a story I want to share with y'all in this space right here from my own personal story. So I spent five years of my life in the military, and land navigation is like, you know how you go on your cell phone and you pull up your GPS on Waze, on Google Maps and stuff like that. This is not that. This is step by step, foot by foot. You are walking one foot in front of the other in the woods with a piece of paper I'm gonna get a piece of paper, y'all. A piece of paper that has the coordinates to where you're supposed to go. And you map these coordinates out with a ruler and a compass. And you are finding these points on the map on this piece of paper in perspective of like a whole bunch of land and a whole bunch of acres. And so the reason I share that is because when she said that, she says, I follow it's each time I follow my face, it's a cosmic reboot and redirection that sets me on a path I'm actually supposed to be on. It is a recalibration of my life's GPS. Failure always gets me to higher ground. So what I learned in this story is what I learned in my own personal story that relates to this story is like I was in a land navigation course. I was being tested. I was being timed on how much time it would take me to find these coordinates. And the coordinates also had to be, you had to get 3 out of 5 of these coordinates correct in order to pass this course. And so it was super hard, y'all. I am a country girl, but I grew up, I am a millennial. So I did not have to use a GPS, like as far as my body being the GPS and a compass in my hand. I have been using what all of us use, my cell phone. So it was a hard thing for me. However, what I realized is that I had failed this, just like she said, that first time that I failed it, I knew how much it sucked to go back out there to do it again. So I was like, you know what's going to happen, Sierra? You're going to make up a decision. You're going to make a decision. You are going to either get three, make sure that 3 out of 5 of these points are correct and spend your time at making sure that those 3 are correct. So you have 2 to spare. With a possible, getting 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5. 5 out of 5 for me was not really typical because I did not like land navigation. I share that because what she is saying here is like it's a recalibration of her life's GPS. My own failure in my own life allowed me to recalibrate and say the second go round, and I'm going to be honest, I took this test several times. Not 2 times, but for the sake of this, I'm going to say 2 times. 2 times I've already failed this test. And so the third time is a charm. And here I was in the middle of the woods, la la land for me. Reality was la la land. And eventually I passed this test, and I do pass this test with 4 out of 5. So thank God I passed the test because what I had realized is that, hey, you're going to either pass this or you're going to be back out here again. So I passed the test. And it wasn't like it was a decision that I had to make to keep, looking for these points and stuff. But at the end of the day, what I realized is like I was failing loudly because not only when you come in, they are yelling because these are drill sergeants. They're not talking like this. They're like, Williams, because this is before I was married. You got 4 out of 5. Let's just say I got 2 out of 5. Let's just say I got 0 out of 5. You are yelling out my numbers. And this is just how they communicated. So this was normal. But what I'm saying is I had been failing loudly, but then I was a teenager. I didn't think of failure in the way that I think of failure now. Well, in the way that I thought of failure as I got older, because now what I realize is that it's okay to fail. Failing just shows you your humanness. It just shows you that, look, you have a little bit more to learn, or either this may not be your thing. You may need to move on to do something else. You may need some community. You may need some accountability. You may need some assistance. You may need a coach. You may need a trainer. Whatever that thing is, it's like, I failed. This is showing me that I am short of something here. Maybe I need to go to school some more. So I share that because I'm like, man, that chapter for me was hard to stomach because I have some other things in my life that I consider myself a failure at. I went to college. I went to like 4 different colleges, and I have an associate's degree. And for a long time, I thought that, hey, I need to have a master's. I need to have a bachelor's. And what I realized is that school traditional schooling just did not work for me. And I did not work for it, or it didn't work for me. I don't know how you want to say it. But the reality of it is like, hey, I can go back and reevaluate and say, what did I contribute? What were the contributing factors? Or I am the determining factor because my ability to learn and to retain information and to be able to show people, like show on tests that I'm a good test taker. That is the determining factor. The belief that I have in myself is the determining factor, not the schooling. And so I didn't have the same I did not have this mindset then. So maybe I can go back to school. Maybe if I wanted to, I could go back to school. But do I want to go back to school? No. I am thoroughly enjoying reading and being with my family. Like that is something totally different for another video for another time. But I am totally enjoying my life. Like I really can say I really enjoy my life. Like I really do. And like the things that I did not like about my life, or that I was uncomfortable with, I am doing something about it. I am doing something about it. And which is why I actually read a ton of books. I am a part of 2 different communities right now. I am in a program right now. And so I am really, I like to learn anyway. So that's another thing. So yeah, that's the chapter Fail Loudly. I don't know how I got on that tangent, but that is one of the chapters that I really love that is in this book. And she has another chapter in here. I may can go further because she has another chapter about ask for more. I love that chapter. She's basically saying like, just because you're a Black and you are a woman does not mean that you have to accept a certain title as like being a nonprofit organization, or you have to give your time, a lot of your time, for a little bit of money. She encourages, she's a part of this group called The List, I want to say. She's a part of a group called The List, and she was able to get some counsel, some wise counsel from these people that she's in this business group with, who are helping her to realize that, hey, we've gotten speaking engagements at this place as well. And they basically were telling her in the beginning that they did not have enough money to pay her. But some other people who are in this business group with her realized, like, man, they do have money because we did speaking engagements for the same place. And some of these people were male counterparts and some of these people were women. And so she was debating if she should put it on her Twitter. And she was like, this could really ding my pockets if I'm honest about this. And she really got some assistance. So the thing that she thought was going to, tear things apart was really something that helped her to get more assistance and helped her speaker price be A1. And so her desired outcome was that she share her story and share so that she could represent other people, men or women who were Black, who have experienced the same thing. And I thought that was genius. I was like, man, I love those people because I'm not always the person who's going to speak up in those scenarios. And so because I know that's not me, it's amazing to have people like her who are more than likely, she's an Enneagram 8, who will speak up for us, for those of us who may have trouble speaking up, or just are the peacemakers, because my husband's a peacemaker, and so may have trouble speaking up, or just simply don't have the courage to speak up in that moment. So yeah, that is one of the chapters that I love too. Oh my goodness, y'all! So there's another part in the book, and you have to get the book to read it all. But I'm going to share this other part that I absolutely will probably listen to again. So my hair wants to be great tonight. I'm probably going to actually put it up because it's been my hair been in my mouth, it's been in my teeth. But anyway, so she has a part in the book where her friends actually pay for her trip, y'all. So they go out on like this trip to, I forgot exactly, I'm not going to butcher that, but let's just say they went out of the country, and her friends paid for her to go out of the country. And she said that she had a hard time accepting that her friends would do something like that for her. She had a hard time because she's like, I deserve this. I deserve this or whatever. And so I thought it was beautiful that like they paid for everything, not just a little bit, not just her flight, not her food, not just like they paid for everything. I want to say it was her like right before she got married. Right before she got married. So I think it's like her bachelorette party, and her friends paid for everything. And she was saying it was challenging to her because she wanted to she wanted to pay for something, but they hadn't paid for everything. But then she was able to soak in the fact that her friends were amazing and realize that these are seeds that I had planted back then. And it's okay for me to allow my friends to, excuse me, allow my friends to surround me and do things for me. And if I'm honest, I'm still learning that. I'm still learning that myself, but to read it in this, I'm still learning that. And I do accept things from my friends. However, it's not to say that I don't have those thoughts in my mind about, man, my friend is doing this for me, or should I accept this? What is this person? Because all of us have endured some type of discomfort in our lives. And for me, it's like some at a space in my life, um, a guy that I was dating, I'm just gonna say his name was Tom. I was dating a guy named Tom, and he used to use the things that he did for me as a way to like he weaponized the things that he did for me. And so it was hard for me to accept when people would just want to do for me. I'm like, no, because you want something in return. Like you want something from me because you're trying to do something for me. However, therapy has been amazing in assisting me to get through some stuff like that. And therapy has been like therapy, my friends, community, what coping mechanisms, reading books has been amazing to help me to navigate all of that. And of course, prayer. And so, yeah, I keep going on these tangents, y'all. I'm not completely done with the book, but I will be done with the book tomorrow. I'll probably be done with it tonight, maybe when I get off of here. Because I have it on Audible, and I also have it the physical book, because this is what you're seeing. This is what you're seeing me look at right now. Let's see what else is here. Oh, my word for the year. Like every year I have a word of the year. And this year, the word for me has been be. So I'm going to read you, and it was no coincidence that the first chapter of the first section, I should say, of her book is called Be. No lie. The first section of her book is called Be. And so I'm going to read to you what she says about that. And I may wrap this up. Okay. Not going to be long. I'm just really practicing. So thank y'all for getting on here with me. But I'm really just practicing hearing myself speak about stuff and sharing what I'm doing in preparation for the book chat. Nothing is set in stone with it just yet. I'm still playing around with the idea of having people together to read books and to grow together. And like I said, the link will be in the description box. I don't know how long I'll be sharing these videos or like getting on YouTube to share this with y'all so that you can like see my face and hear me talk. Just regularly off the wall things. I really enjoy it. But sometimes I just don't want to have a script to talk about things like this. I just want to just go into it. And that's what I'm doing. Okay. B, we have to make some internal shifts if we want to fight fear, because what we think is possible is a major part of how far we can go. In the B section, we're going to talk through the work we got to do within us so that even when we're afraid, we're forward moving. I'm going to read that again because that was good. We have to make some internal shifts if we want to fight fear, because what we think is possible is a major part of how far we can go. In the B section, like she's talking about of this book, we're going to talk through the work we got to do within us so that even when we're afraid, we're forward moving. So basically she's saying, like, I took it as she said, don't focus, don't have your eyes just fixed on the fear. Even with the fear, keep going. Keep going. And if I'm honest, that is what this has been motivated by. I don't know what this book chat. I know what my desired outcome is. I know I desire like 50 to 100 women together reading books and growing and sharing what they've learned and leading book chats themselves and sharing what they learned from this book and starting a new community and having a ripple effect. learning, like whatever the hard things are for them or the fears that they want to face, or the thing that they want to do, they're able to read into it and start their organization, or do the business, do the ministry, raise their children amazingly, cook the food that is so nutritious to them, whatever the thing is for them, that we can kind of touch around all of those areas by reading books. So if you wanted to host a book chat about vegetables and how to grow vegetables, we could read a book about, you could read the book, or we could read the book with you, and we follow along, and you share this book that you've read and you give us some tips on it, or you tell us like, this is the vegetables that you can grow inside of your house, these are the vegetables that you can grow outside of your house. Don't know why I started talking fast there. Say that you wanted to, that you are building a business, there are going to be other business people that'll be amongst the group. And how do I know that? Because leaders are readers. Like, leaders, if your leader isn't reading, probably not a leader. Probably not a well-rounded leader. Okay, that's just a life hack. So if you want to, I don't know, you want to fly airplanes, and you want a community of people who want to, read or listen to you talk about this book you're reading about airplanes, because all of us are not going to be on the same reading pace. So you may find a person within the book chat and say, hey, you want to read books about airplanes? And they may not be like, absolutely not. However, I would love to hear you check in with me week to week to talk about these airplanes that you're interested in. So it's and I think that, I believe, and I know this to be true, I should say. So I know when we read things that we don't agree with, they help us to see areas that we would not have seen. And what I mean by that, they open our eyes to our blind spots. They allow us to see and be more relatable to people. I know a little bit about airplanes because I had a friend who, she was a flight attendant. And with her being a flight attendant, she would tell me about the courses that she was taking, or she was just sharing conversation. And I was like, oh, didn't know these were those types of planes. Oh, I didn't know that this guy, I don't know the information now. However, and it probably wasn't retained because it was not of interest, but I held space for her to share about these airplanes that I was not interested in. And I would write things down from time to time, so when she shared, I could engage in a conversation with her. But now I don't have friends that are flight attendants. So I know if you were to say certain airplanes, it would trigger in my mind that I heard this before, but not of a thing that's like, oh, it's a Jet 5267. No, I don't know. I don't. I just don't know. Yeah, I think that's it, y'all, because I feel like I'm just rambling at this point. I know I'm just rambling at this point, but it has been really, really good. Thank you for allowing me to share. Once I finish this book tomorrow, I probably will be back to share more. I'm just gonna keep sharing until probably like the third week of June. I'll be here. So invite a friend to come with you next time. Share the live stream and say, hey, there's a girl on YouTube, my friend, if you consider me friend, and she is sharing about books that she's read. She's inviting people to a book chat that she's creating. I would love to have you if you're a person who loves to read, or if you have a friend who loves to read. My eye looks weird, but that's actually like the light. Yesterday I did it real good, y'all. And I didn't have this light like reflecting in my glasses like this, but today, I don't know, I did something different. I don't know. I think because, yeah. Anyways, let me focus here. That is it for today. That is it for today. That is it. I will be back tomorrow. I don't know what time, but I will be back tomorrow to do another live stream where I will be sharing probably with some more. I will come with something outlined tomorrow so that we can have a starting point, a middle point, and an end point. And it probably will be about this book in perspective to my life. I won't give you a book review per se, but I'll give you a book like synopsis. I'll give you like a what do they call that thing? What is it called? When we were in school, people used it if they did not read the book. It's yellow and black. I forgot the name of it, but if you know, you know. It's a yellow and black book. You did not read the book. You need to study for your test for the next day. You go to the place and what was it called? Book notes or something like that. I'm gonna have to find it because it's gonna bother me. But Spark Notes. Somebody said it and I called it Spark Notes. Not really. I don't know. Maybe y'all did, but Spark Notes. So I'll give you like a Spark Notes version of the book, but I will tell you how. Ooh, I will share with you how. Don't know how that happened, but I will share with you how this book relates to my life, and some of the fears that I am facing. So yeah, uh, until tomorrow, I will see. Well, I will be talking to you again. You go see me because I can't see you. Talk to y'all later. Bye.